Hey, drone here. What's going on, guys? This is a Bugs 3. I have a 200 milliwatt AIO AKK on there. We also have a little beeper. That way, if this goes down, I can just hit the switch on my jumper and lights will flash, it'll beep, or I could let that switch go and it'll be like a SOS. We're just gonna give it a fly. I worked today and decided I definitely gotta fly. I can't not fly. So without further ado, let's go.
Again, the whole reason we are doing this flight is because I want to fly. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to fly. But what this is going to do, it's going to showcase this drone. And we'll show you what type of distance and flight time you can get if you decide to do this mod. Now, the static lines that we're getting, I will sit this down and I will adjust my antennas. I think it was just poor antenna placement, and also maybe poor antenna placement as far as the AIO. Maybe I should have had it up a little bit higher, or maybe I should have had everything that is on the body a little bit lower, or just had a camera going to like a 600 milliwatt transmitter. That probably would have worked out the best. As you can see, the sun's setting. The ground's pretty dark here. I did lighten it just a little bit. That way it was a little more eye appealing to you guys. So we're going to cruise around with this. Again, this drone weighs, I forget what it weighs, but it's light. It's super light. It's lighter than the original Bugs 3. Somebody was pretty combative and no, there's no way. Dude, I have a video and maybe I'll link it up top now. The entire build process, the entire me weighing it, and whatnot, and trying to get this just right. I'll send my props. I'm using a ZMR frame, and again, you could see super static, which doesn't quite make too much sense, but we'll go ahead and sit this down here in a minute and adjust our antennas, because again, we're using a 200 milliwatt that I've stuck on Bugs 2s and Bugs 3s and had out around the 1K mark. And even that we're kind of close to myself right now. We shouldn't have any of that static whatsoever. Kind of just doing a light climb up here just to get a gist if we're going to continue getting static. It could be the FXT Viper goggles, but I've also done range tests with them and they've done pretty well. I think it's also might be a combination of maybe my chin sagging to my chest a little bit and not having my head up completely. I did notice that in the second part of this video, when we encounter somebody coming out on a field. So if you want to see that, stay tuned to that too. This was a simple build. It wasn't simple to get to this end stage. There was, I think, 3 or 4 different stages that I did on this build. One looks super cool, super duper cool. I had tri-blade props on it, had like a lime green holder for the camera and everything, and unfortunately it just had no punch whatsoever. Then our intermediate build, it was all right. It would have been good for a cruiser, but it wouldn't have been good for like a FPV sport fly, which is what we're doing now, not to be confused with an acro fly, because this does not have acro. So we're going to go ahead and sit it down here, and basically once I sit it down, what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust my right antenna straight up, which is basically my orbital antenna, and my left antenna I've now pointed basically straight forward, and you can see we're still getting some static here. That's my directional antenna. Could be antennas, could be a bunch of different things. There's really no moisture out here. I know at one point a lot of guys were telling me that like moisture and fog will affect your FPV, but look, now we don't have any type of static. It's weird. It kind of comes in and comes out. Maybe there was signal interference from something out here, which I find really weird, but we're getting minimal static, and we're over the abyss. We're around 300 meters now, pushing 400 meters, getting close to that 500-meter mark, which was where the JJRC drone was yesterday. If you didn't catch that video, I had to do like a 500-meter walk. A shame. Fortunately, I was able to wait for the low battery to kick in and grab the drone, and there's something up in the sky off to the right. Maybe that's the moon. I don't know. Is that moving? It's like off center to the left now. I don't know, that's weird. Did not notice that when I was flying. Birds just flying overhead. And I enjoy flying like this. This is turning a toy into a super toy. This is getting more money out of your drone per se, and also modding it. Like I had to take the Bugs 3 completely out of the shell and throw it on this frame, and that took a little bit to do, little know-how per se. but I didn't disconnect any wires. I did it all in one piece as a complete transplant, just pop and swap basically. I popped it out of the can, which would have been its body, and I put it on the ZMR frame. And again, it took a little while to get to where I wanted to with this. Dude, we're pushing like 600 meters now. Pushing like 600 meters, almost at the edge of that road, and our signal and interference isn't as bad as it was before. So definitely signal antenna placement has to do with the way this is going. Ideally, I really should just put a small, like, Mars. I have Mars cameras, and that would also give me telemetry as far as voltage on board. Put like a Mars camera and a transmitter on this, and then I wouldn't have to deal with that whatsoever. Because again, bamzo. So I'm coming back towards myself. You see the white vehicle? There's a white vehicle down there, and I don't like, dude, I'm out here by myself. I'm out here alone. I hear this white vehicle. So right now what I'm doing is decreasing altitude. I would like to see what's going on here. You can see the white vehicle. There's large boulders right there that are meant to keep people from coming in here. As far as big vehicles and whatnot, they really don't want them back here, and that's kind of why I stopped riding my UTV back here. I'll take it out to another spot, but it's because of this. You should have heard this dude's suspension creaking and whatnot. I thought he was actually going to break something trying to get over this, and we will kind of hover here. I'm basically hover chilling, listening, just watching this. I guess it's probably an Explorer or Blazer through the FPV camera. You can see me standing there to the left. They're probably thinking, what is going on? I don't know if they ever saw the drone. Clearly they see me standing there, and the dude got over it. So we'll follow this guy around a little bit, not enough to make him mad or anything. Don't want to make anybody mad, but just to kind of follow him around. I got a moving target out here now, right? And if my camera angle wasn't angled upwards as much as it is, I would have been able to get a nice follow on this. And the static, man, I don't understand that static. This camera is good for range. So again, it has to be something with the antenna placement, either on the drone or on my head. And we're kind of just zooming out here. Then we're gonna go ahead and turn around, check them out from afar. It's a nice area. It really is a nice area. It's a shame that certain people ruin it on other people, where they don't want 4x4 vehicles out here. They don't want ATVs, UTVs, enduros out here and whatnot, because it's the perfect environment. And again, we're just kind of creeping over this dude. Not trying to creep him out, but we're creeping. It's a little bit entertaining. Something else to watch besides just buzzing around the scenery. Take a note at the time, guys. The combined time on this, we hit close to 10 minutes. We hit close to 10 minutes with this mod. That's a good flight time. That is a good flight time on this drone, especially for how fairly aggressive we were flying it prior to chasing this truck. And again, I'm just getting ahead. That way we can get a view of him coming this way. And I don't know if anybody else, wow, the tree almost got hit by the tree. I don't know if anybody else noticed it. Upper left, there's a hair. I'm noticing it. I'm pointing it out to you guys. I'm going to have to go to the drone and see what that's all about. Maybe it's caught in the motor, or maybe it's on the body, and as the propellers are spinning, it's occasionally catching in the image. Again, this static is odd. It comes and it goes, and then it's good, and then it's not good. Maybe it's time for a new AIO. But I think, again, the permanent fix would be just put an FXT Mars camera on there, or any other type of camera that we can hook to a transmitter, and that's probably going to be the ultimate fix for this. Now, I will tell you, the ROTG01 doesn't offer all the static, and it's not diversity. Like, we don't have two antennas with that. It's a single antenna OTG to an Android phone, and that thing works awesome. So this guy's out here. This guy's out here. We're just kind of casing him, man. Just kind of follow him out. So now at this point right here, I hear my beeper going off. We're probably 300, 400 meters away. I hear the beeper on the drone going off. How epic is that? And again, set this beeper up on a Bugs 3 or any other drone that you can tap into the lights, because that's what I've done. I've tapped into the lights to have this beeper on. You can set it up that way. If you have manual control of shutting them off, then when the LVC goes on, you can hear the beeper.
Well, that was cool. We had a guy kind of crawl over these boulders and whatnot. But as you can see, when we were just out by that guy last time, I heard this all the way out there, and then I brought it back. So it's definitely a good thing. I don't know, maybe if my antenna should be pointing up more. We were getting a lot of static that I didn't like, and then it kind of stopped, and then I don't know. But all in all, fun, super fun. Get a nice long flight time. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and we'll check you later. Bam, Bugs 3 Carbon.